It's a special day here in Tempe, Arizona, as the Arizona State Sun Devils get set to welcome the GCU Lopes. It's Veterans Day, it's also Kachina Day, and it should be a fun matchup between GCU and ASU for another game. The third straight time ASU will see this team. Alongside Trey Matthews, I'm Ari Wall. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties. We're trying to get our camera online, but currently we are without a camera, so this will be a radio stream for the duration of this one. Trey, for ASU, they're playing this team for a third straight game. So far, they've dominated them this year, a 7-1 victory, a 5-0 victory. What are some of the keys for ASU in this game today?
Well, I remember talking to Ellie McKenna just a few weeks ago when she came on What You're Talking About, a radio show that I host with Chase Beardsley every Friday morning. And Ellie says that they don't consider this rivalry with GCU to be a rivalry, if that, because they say that they feel like they're the more dominant team. And if they come out victorious, then the Cactus Cup is returning to ASU for the second straight year. So you definitely know that's in the Sun Devil sights. And one of the main talking points is that Sam Murphy is 2 points away from surpassing Kat Jones for the most points all time for this ASU Sun Devil team. And then Jill Ketchum, the captain, making her long-anticipated return, is finally back on the rink after recovering from a lower body injury. So everyone's being called to center ice, and we are underway.
Puck is dropped, and we are underway here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex here in Tempe. Sun Devils with their home white jerseys. They'll skate left to right for the GCU Lopes. They're in their road black jerseys with the purple numbers. They're skating right to left as the Sun Devils recoup it in their own end on the left side of the rink now behind the net as they start to try to work this one forward. Yeah, you talk about Jill Ketchum making her long-awaited debut. Sam Murphy, 74 points as it stands today. 75 would tie her with Kat Jones. 76 would take the lead and put her number one all-time in ASU Sun Devil women's hockey history. Sun Devils get past the blue line, now fire a shot, and it's blocked off the stick of Paige Ring. It goes into the corner by the face-off dot, now around the boards to the far side corner. Still in the ASU offensive zone as the GCU Lopes try to work it out. They'll chip it off the boards and into their own bench on that far side, and so we'll get a face-off coming here for ASU right outside the GCU zone.
19:10 remaining in period number one. Like Ari said at the beginning of the broadcast, we apologize for any technical difficulties. We couldn't get our camera up and running for some odd reason, and it's also Veterans Day and Kachina's night.
Yeah, it's a lot to celebrate.
So we see the young Kachina girls team. Sheridan Gloyd, a longtime ASU player, did the opening face-off.
Here's a chance for Murphy. Murphy skate right in on net. Had it knocked away by the starting goaltender, Hannah Schneidmiller, for GCU in this one. Goaltending matchup features GCU Schneidmiller, and for ASU, it's Carson Hellman between the pipes. We saw both Hellman and Eatinger several times this year. Hellman enters this one a 4-1 record. Starting goaltender for basically all of last year has been given a bit of a break this year as Murphy recoups it in the ASU offensive zone. Pass back to the point, and a long shot off the stick of Messenbrink is sticked away into the corner. Shot on goal for ASU. That's now their second of the game. GCU without a shot on net so far in this one. Sun Devils get it to the blue line in the offensive end, and Messenbrink takes it across, looking to send one across for Powell. Could not connect, and GCU will bank it off the boards and out. Quickly back in, sent in by Fossil. Around the boards, into the corner, far side it goes. GCU pinned up against the boards by Messenbrink. In the corner, they'll fight for possession. Messenbrink comes away with it, feeds it back, comes free to the point for Fossil, who keeps it in, fires a long shot, didn't make it on net. It was blocked in front by a Lopin. Now they'll send it all the way down the length of the ice. And we await a signal. It will be no icing as GCU quick on the forecheck. They fire a shot on net. It's turned away by Hellman. Puck comes free out into the neutral zone, and GCU recollects on their own end. Banking one off the boards now. It goes past the blue line, but no further as the Sun Devils turn away with it the other way. Bridell with it. Had it knocked off her stick, but she still controls on the far side. Gets it back to the point for Olsen, who dumps it in. And there's Jill Ketchum with it up against the boards.
Nice to see Jill Ketchum back onto the rink after a long hiatus once again, recovering from a lower body injury. Let's see what she can do in this game.
Puck squirted out to middle of that offensive zone, but ASU couldn't get there in time as it goes all the way around the board. Still in this ASU offensive zone with about 17 minutes left in this first period. Sun Devils still with the only 2 shots on goal in this one as GCU will ice the puck here. Face-off coming in the offensive end for ASU. We talk about Jill Ketchum, yeah.
So far, Antelopes, I think the game plan for them is they got to play more aggressive with this Sun Devil team, because that was one of the reasons why they were able to keep some of those games close last year, not because of their skill, but because of their physicality, and that was missing the first 2 times when ASU visited GCU just last week.
Tie up off the face-off on this near side boards. Comes free to the point. Pladsen tried to play it, had it knocked away. GCU comes back the other way with it on a 2-on-2. Couldn't feed the pass across. It goes to the ASU bench, where falling down is Paige Ring, but able to get it back. And Sun Devils will skate it out of the defensive end. Long pass is broken up. Finds its way into the ASU offensive zone on this right side. Fleming up against the boards with it. Has it poked away. Sits in the corner on this near side, where GCU will try to get it out. Up against the boards it goes. Not able to clear the zone, though. Ring fires a sharp angle shot on net. Schneidmiller deflects it into the far side corner, and the Lopes will clear the zone once again. ASU turns back with it now through the neutral zone. Stopping up with it is Pladsen as her teammates go for a change. Tries to feed one in. Lopes defensemen get there first, and now they'll skate the other way with it. Pass across, and into the corner it goes. Lutch gets there first. Sun Devils with plenty of room to skate it out, and they do so. Deflected into the corner for Sam Murphy.
We apologize once again. We cannot get our camera running. We've had some technical difficulties all day, so this is a radio broadcast until further notice.
We'll try our best to get the camera going for the second period, but has not been encouraging in the pregame. We tried to work away at it, but could not get that camera online, so we'll do our best to tell you what's going on in this one through the radio stream, as this found is fired on net by Jarvis. Schneidmiller comes up with another save, her 4th already in this game. Behind the net it goes. Messenbrink feeds one right in front, and right there on the doorstep was Powell. Had a couple stick whacks at it, but could not get it past the goaltender Schneidmiller, so a whistle with 15-14 to go in this first period.
I love the aggressiveness from BP right there. Brianne Powell, she has a nice shot, great speed to burn, so trying to center it off right there, but Schneidmiller standing tall in between the pipes.
We talked a little bit about the ASU versus GCU 2-game series that happened the last time ASU was on the ice. 7-1 in that first game. Carson Hellman was the starting goaltender in that one. She's once again between the pipes in this one. And then in the second game, 5-0. You got a lot of players putting up points, 2 or more points for several of these players, as GCU tries to start up an attack in the offensive zone. Can't keep it in the zone. It goes all the way down the length of the ice, and they'll retreat in their own end. But ASU has dominated them through the first 2 meetings, and all time ASU holds a 23-5-2 record against GCU when these 2 teams have met. So it's been an encouraging start to the season for ASU, who has not lost a game since that first game of the season against Maryville. They lost the season opener, and now they turn this one over. GCU the other way on an attack, fires a shot high. Sun Devils exit the zone. Back the other way they go. Bridell fires a shot, knocked away by Schneidmiller, and she'll cover it up with 14-16 to go.
Great teamwork right there by Bridell and Ketchum, unable to finish, so Ketchum with a nice jab pass over to Bridell. Bridell tries to finish it off, but Schneidmiller makes another great save, stacking the pads. Now, while we have a pause in the action, we have a rematch of the WWCHL Championship game from earlier this March in between goalies, because we have Hannah Schneidmiller in net for GCU and Carson Hellman in net for Arizona State.
Yeah, these two have seen each other quite a bit. ASU has certainly seen their share of Schneidmiller in these past couple of years. Schneidmiller, the junior out of Peoria. A lot of Arizona connections in this game with, of course, the Kachinas here, as it is Kachina's Day. We saw some blue line buddies for the ASU Sun Devils when they skated out on the ice. Of course, GCU and Arizona team as well, as the Sun Devils will ice the puck here with 13:39 to go. Offensive zone draw coming for GCU.
So 13:39 remaining in period number 1. GCU still looking for their first shot on Carson Hellman. They got nothing in that category, so one thing that GCU needs to do, they need to get buzzing a little bit more. They need to try to generate more of those grade A looks and play physical if they want any chance to try to come away with the upset victory over the Sun Devils in white.
Sun Devils win the draw, comes free right by the ASU bench in that far side, on the left side of this rink from our vantage point here in the Mountain America Community Iceplex. Pladsen takes it right through the center of the defensive zone. Now through the neutral zone it goes, and right by the GCU bench, the Lopes will collect it, skating through neutral ice. Now dropping one back, it's turned over. Pladsen will skate it through the blue line and into the offensive zone. Tries to fire a slap shot, has it blocked. Popped up in the air, and Schneidmiller will make the glove catch.
Yeah, decent look by Pladsen right there on the far side, but it looked like GCU got a piece of equipment on it, jabbed it free, and it didn't even reach Schneidmiller as it bounced over the crossbar into the safety netting here at Mountain America Community Iceplex. 13:04 remaining in period one.
Face off to the right of Schneidmiller. ASU wins the draw with now just under 13 to play. Shot is fired, and again, the Lopes are able to block it, making it an easy save for Schneidmiller, who covers it up.
Stacking the pads once again on the right side by Schneidmiller on the far side face-off circle off the shot attempt from ASU. Sun Devils have 7 shots on Schneidmiller, and she stopped all 7 of them so far.
And the Lopes have not had really any sort of attack going in this one as McKenna fires a quick turnaround wrist shot, had it blocked. She's looking to go maybe 5-hole on Schneidmiller, but she was able to get the pads there, come away with the save, her now 8th of this game. Behind the net it goes, Ring on the forecheck. Can't get there in time. The Lopes will skate it out past the blue line, over the red line, and now into the far side corner it goes. First there is Jarvis, who plays it behind the net of Hellman. The Sun Devils try to clear the zone. They can't right now as it's turned over back behind the net. Free it comes right by the ASU bench. Ring gets a stick to it and chips it along the boards, where the Lopes will skate it all the way out of the zone, back into their defensive end. Turned over right for Murphy, who fires a short side shot, and Schneidmiller comes away with a save. Good opportunity there by Murphy.
If I'm Cat Jones, I'm breathing a big sigh of relief because Sam Murphy is desperately trying to tie that record.
Well, Murphy had a big series against GCU, as she pretty much always does. Had points in the WWCHL championship game last year. She's had points in the 2 times these teams have met already, and she fires a pass across right through the crease it went, but no one was there for ASU on the far side. Now Murphy fires a shot. Score! Cat Jones, you have company at number 1 in ASU women's hockey history. It's a goal from Sam Murphy, and she ties the record with 75 points, making her tied for first in ASU women's hockey history.
And who said she was overrated again? Sam Murphy now tied with Cat Jones for most points for this Sun Devil team. And quite honestly, Ari, with the amount of game left remaining, 11:40 remaining in period 1, that record might be broken tonight.
Yeah, and I'm sure Sam Murphy would love to break that record against GCU, knowing how hard these 2 teams fight, the rivalry that it is. But that goal right there from Murphy, right on the doorstep, wrist shot right over the glove of Hannah Schneidmiller, gives her 75th point in ASU women's hockey history. Also her 14th point of the season, her 8th goal this year. And she has been on fire lately for ASU, and that one just adds to the list. And a memorable goal for Sam Murphy to move her into a tie for number 1. As a long wrist shot off the stick of Radcliffe is deflected into the corner by Schneidmiller. It's been all ASU here through these first 8.5 minutes. 10 shots on goal to the none for the GCU Lopes, and an early goal for ASU in this first period as the puck comes free to this corner where Tristan Craig plays it along. To the far side it goes. Powell on the forecheck, couldn't knock it away. She gets possession at neutral ice, and now Powell skates it into the offensive zone all alone, fires a shot, score! Brianne Powell with a wrister, top left corner, and the Sun Devils with 2 quick goals in this first period. It is 2-0.
Yeah, BP right there. I said it moments ago. I love her shot attempt, and it looks like Schneidmiller stopped about 85% of that one. It just swiveled right past her, just grazed her trapper, and she was unable to stop it. BP makes us a 2-0 game early for the Sun Devils in white.
Well, Powell had that at neutral ice, and she just turned up into the offensive zone. She was about 1-on-3, skated to her left, fired the wrist shot from left to right over that left hand of Schneidmiller and into the top left corner. It knocked the water bottle a little loose from where it's sitting on top of the cage. Another opportunity for the Sun Devils as they fire a shot. Couldn't get it on net. Pladsen fires a wrister. Again, it's blocked by GCU. ASU continuing this onslaught in the first period of shots. 13-0 shots on goal for ASU and 2 goals on the doorstep. Messenbrink had it knocked off her stick. Goes into the corner. Messenbrink able to collect it. Tried to feed it down low by the face-off dot, but it was knocked away. Kept in at the blue line, though, by Coons, who feeds it along for Olsen. Into the corner. She gets help from captain Jill Ketchum. And the puck comes free to the neutral zone where Planson plays it off the boards, and back into the offensive zone they go with Bridell trying to feed one through the center of the zone, looking for a far side pass but couldn't connect, and now GCU past the red line, an opportunity the other way, 2-on-1 on the far side. Shot comes in and it's saved by a sprawling Carson Hellman with the right pad. Another opportunity and another save by Hellman, so first two opportunities that she's been tested in this one, and she comes up with two good saves.
Yeah, those were a couple of saves by Carson Hellman, but they just bobbled towards her. So inadvertently, GCU gets their first shot on Hellman this game, but I don't think that was intentional at all. But nonetheless, we get a face-off in the attacking end for the Antelopes.
To the right of Carson Hellman, the face-off is drawn, and it's won by ASU as they're able to clear the zone on the left side. Skating to the blue line is Lutch, and she'll dump it in all the way around the boards it goes, where Fleming pinches. Puck comes free behind the cage of Schneidmiller. It's turned over. Paige Ring with it, tried to feed it through, had it blocked, and now the other way it goes with GCU. Past the blue line, past the red line, and now into the ASU offensive zone they go. Into the corner where it's played by Jarvis around the cage of Hellman. Long pass for ASU is blocked away at the red line, so quickly the Lopes will take it back into their offensive end. Pass comes up against the boards, and now the other way it goes. Paulson in all alone. Paulson fires a shot, and it's saved.
What a toe drag right there by Sydney Paulson. Unfortunately, she just lost control of the puck because she ran out of room.
She was in all alone for ASU. It was one-on-one with a GCU defender as puck comes to the net of Hellman, who just covers it up with 8:43 to go. So GCU with a couple shots on goal in this last sequence, 3 now in the game. They still trail that department 14-3, and they trail 2-0 in this game thanks to goals by Sam Murphy, who's tied Kat Jones' record now at 75 career points, the most in ASU women's hockey history. One more point, she would break that record. And then Brianne Powell as well with a goal in this one as we get a whistle, and the first penalty of the game will go against GCU. Now skating to the box is Belle Lacombe, and we'll see the ASU power play for the first time in this one. They'll skate 5-on-4 with 8:34 to go.
Yep, so here's something that ASU could try to capitalize on. They've been dominant so early. Shots on goal differential 14-3 in favor of the Devils. And Lacombe is in the penalty box for the next 2 minutes. So once again, ASU on the man advantage.
It's 2 minutes for tripping for Belle Lacombe, and Sam Murphy's on the ice right now looking to break the record. And tripped up on that attempt was Tristan Craig. No penalty, though.
Man, that was just sloppy by GCU right there. Now it's going to be 5-on-3
for
next
penalty.
Minute 50. So you are giving ASU some new life here, and they're already up 2-0. So in the sin bin right now is Reese Gingrich.
Yeah, so Gingrich will sit for 2 minutes, 5-on-3 for basically 2 whole minutes. A minute 59, 5-on-3 if they don't score. Face off to the right of Schneidmiller, and a prime chance for ASU to put up at least one goal here as it's Murphy who plays it down below for Paulson, who tried to feed it back to Murphy. She was skating right there below the goal line, tried to get it back and couldn't do so. Goes all the way out of the zone where the Sun Devils will quickly re-enter on this near side. Craig gets to the face-off dot, then turns back and drops it to the point for McKenna, who gives it back to Craig. By the face-off dot, fires a shot, saved by the glove of Schneidmiller.
Minute 23 left on the 5-on-3, under 8 to go in the first.
Yep, still in the lengthy 5-on-3 advantage is ASU. So a minute 32 remaining in Gingrich's penalty, a minute 23 remaining in Lacombe's penalty. So once again, if you're GCU, you got to try to clean up the act a little bit because you are being out-dominated and outworked by this Sun Devil and white team.
Another face-off win for ASU. They've dominated that department. Long shot from the point. Still loose in front. A scramble for it. It's covered up and a little bit of pushing and shoving, but they'll quickly separate. Schneidmiller makes the initial save. The puck looked like it might have been loose for a moment.
Yeah,
the whistle is blown.
You saw Powell just being relentless on the doorstep right there, and Sorensen wasn't going to take any exception to it. Just basically was just trying to get Powell away from Schneidmiller because Sorensen felt like the play was dead as soon as Schneidmiller held onto the puck, which is the golden rule in hockey, which is you do not touch the goalie after they make the save.
Another opportunity for ASU on the far side. Shot blocked. still on this 5-on-3 advantage as Fleming skates behind the net, drops it right in front, and a good opportunity on the doorstep for ASU. It was, I believe, Paige Ring, who had it on the doorstep and could not slam that one home.
Yep, Paige Ring on the doorstep right there, trying to go back door. So it was a short-side attempt, and it almost worked, but Schneidmiller saw at the last possible second. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and sometimes it's good to be lucky.
Fleming takes a shot, missed it wide. Comes all the way up top to the point for Radcliffe, who settles it down. 40 seconds to go on this 5-on-3 advantage for ASU. They lead it 2-0. Right on the doorstep, trying to slam one home is Pladsen. She was uncontested, able to skate right up against Schneidmiller. Now fires a shot high, and too heavy on the shot, forces it all the way out of the zone, and a chance to get some new skaters on for GCU. ASU will do the same.
Don't really like that shot attempt from Pladsen right there. That might have came out of frustration after missing the first attempt.
Now Sam Murphy with it on the far side up against the boards. Gets to the face-off dot and drops one behind the net for Ring. Ring settles it down, plays it along the boards. Up top to the point it goes, and Sun Devils will go for a change. And 2 seconds left on the 5-on-3, 1 second, and GCU kills off the first penalty. Out of the box is Lacombe. 5 seconds left on the 5-on-4 as Paulson redirects it into the offensive zone. GCU will send it down the length of the ice, no icing, and they've killed off the 5-on-3. So the Sun Devil power play that was just 25% entering today had a 5-on-3 opportunity and could not convert for basically a full 2 minutes. Still up 2-0 in this game as GCU on the other attack fires a shot on net where it's saved by Hellman. But still, for ASU, 5-on-3, you'd like to convert on that opportunity for sure. Into the offensive zone it goes. McKenna tries to feed it below the goal line, couldn't get there. Lutch takes it away, and now it's loose in front. McKenna with a couple opportunities, still loose in front. Schneidmiller sprawling on the ground. Another shot made its way on net, and now finally a whistle is blown as Schneidmiller somehow able to cover it up with 5:48 left in this first.
Not one, not two, but 3 attempts right there for ASU as they try to whack it on in. And it was bedlam on the doorstep, and Schneidmiller just dove onto the ground, onto her stomach to make the desperation save.
She's made 21 saves now already in this game on 23 shots for ASU. 23-5, the Sun Devils leading that shots total in this game so far. Puck right by the ASU bench on the far side into the offensive zone for GCU. Hannah Coons gets there first, and she tries to play it to Bridell, but couldn't get it, and that GCU is able to control. Now a turnover, and the Sun Devils skate the other way with it. Bridell, with a lot of open room, is knocked up against the boards. And a whistle and a potential penalty here. Another one is going against GCU.
Yeah, clear as day right there. So there is such a thing as physicality in hockey. It's a contact sport, but unfortunately, GCU had to pay the piper right there as they were trying to smother Bridell from entering into the offensive end, and I believe that's going to be a roughing call.
Yeah, it's Natalia Hui who takes the 2-minute penalty. So 5:19 left in this first period. A long face-off win for ASU forces it back into the neutral zone. So they'll look to enter cleanly here and set up the power play. That's now 0 for 2 in this one.
I beg your pardon, it is body checking, not roughing.
Murphy takes a shot, missed it wide. Comes free for Craig into the corner. Craig still fighting for possession up against the boards on this near side, and the Lopes are able to exit the zone, get it back into the neutral zone, where McKenna tries to feed it off to her left, had it turned over. Now the other way, Sorensen takes it, fires a shot. Save made by Hellman, and she puts it back onto the ice and is forced to cover it up. So for GCU, that's exactly what you want to see. They'll get an offensive zone draw here shorthanded, as Jenna Sorensen, the forward, was able to put a shot on net and force Hellman to cover it up. So faceoff will come to the left of Hellman here in the defensive zone for ASU. Minute 20 left on the power play for the Sun Devils. About 4:30 left in this first period. Paige Ring gains the zone for ASU by the faceoff dot here up against the boards on the near side. Drops it back to the point. Shot deflected into the corner off the stick of Radcliffe. Behind the net it goes. Ring couldn't control the puck, and the Lopes will get another clear with a minute left on the power play. Out of her cage is Hellman. She plays it for Radcliffe. Off to the left, Fleming sends one forward for Pladsen now, who gains the zone for ASU. She falls And able to regain possession for the Sun Devils is Brianne Powell, one of the goal scorers in this one. And now the Sun Devils will take a penalty as Maddie Platson got her stick caught up into the skates of Rory Artiega. And now we'll skate 4-on-4 for the next 40 seconds.
Yep, interference is going to be assessed to Maddie Platson. She was getting revenge on Rory Arteaga right there, and unfortunately came back to bite her. So what had happened was that Arteaga was kind of pestering Platson a little bit, and Platson decided to give Arteaga her comeuppance and decided to knock her down to the ground. Didn't let her get involved in the play, so as a result, that's an interference call. You can hear the GCU faithful behind me basically saying bye-bye Platson. They knew it was coming. Platson knew it was coming. 4-on-4 for the next 35 seconds.
And if after that 4-on-4 expires, it'll be a abbreviated power play for the Lopes as they lose possession of the puck and try to re-enter the zone, but can't do so cleanly. It'll be offsides, and a face-off will come outside of the zone here. 28 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Face-off will be right by the ASU bench on the far side. The Lopes are able to win it. And Murphy having trouble regaining her stick. She lost it. Now she gets it back. The other way it goes. The Lopes get a shot. Couldn't make it on net. Now the Sun Devils will try to exit the zone, and they do. Past the red line. Murphy had it knocked away. Comes free for Lutch, who skates it in. Takes a shot, missed it to the far left of the post. Schneidmiller did not have to make a save on that last shot. It's been a bit of a slow go for ASU these last couple of minutes. Still sitting at 23 shots on goal. They haven't had one in the last bit as the 4-on-4 has expired, so it's a power play for GCU, their first power play opportunity of the game. Sun Devils, one of the best penalty kill teams in the league in 2023. They've killed off penalties at a 96% clip entering today. And only under a minute now, 50 seconds left on the GCU power play. As it's Maddie Platson who sits in the box off the interference call moments ago. Into the zone, the Lopes go. Shot missed off the stick of Arteaga. An opportunity on the doorstep for the Lopes. Couple whacks at it, and Hellman's able to cover up. That puck just squirted free right in front of the net, gave GCU a couple opportunities, but Hellman was up to the task and remains perfect in this game so far.
Yeah, so for ASU, this is the first time that they've had to overcome some sort of obstacle right there, because we saw GCU on their previous offensive attack just be somewhat aggressive right there. There's 30 seconds remaining in Platson's penalty for interference, so for Sun Devils, you got to try to clear the puck to try to get yourselves a breather.
And they do just that. Sammy Lutch gets it down the length of the ice on net. Schneidmiller makes the play on it and drops it on back to the right. Pass comes across. Benson right at the red line for GCU, sends it all the way across right by the GCU bench. Sun Devils with good forechecking here, now force a turnover. Bridell is able to dump it in deep with 3 seconds left on the power play. Now 1, and that'll do it. Platson out of the box, goes right to the bench, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey here with under 2 minutes to go in the first. Hit delivered on that far side by the captain, Jill Ketchum, as the Sun Devils will regroup
In their own end. Right up against their own blue line. Pass goes off the boards into the offensive zone for ASU.
Summer with a long stretch pass, makes it to the red line, but no further. Sun Devils will reverse with it. Craig on the backhand, now on her forehand, and into the offensive zone she goes. She'll drop it back for Jill Ketchum, who fires a shot, and it was saved by Schneidmiller. The puck was sitting there loose in front for a moment, and that's going to be another power play coming for GCU as the Sun Devils will take another penalty. It'll probably be a tripping call. It looked like it behind the net.
No, it's actually going to be a hooking call going on Jill Ketchum, so she'll sit for the next 2 minutes, and we saw her just fighting in the corner alongside with Butler, and I guess her stick got tangled up on the body of Butler, so it will result in a 2-minute minor.
So Jill Ketchum will sit for 2 minutes. With 1:19 left in this first period, if GCU does not score, that'll translate over to the start of the second period. Sun Devils still with just 2 goals in this one. 2 goals in pretty much quick succession. Sam Murphy had the first goal, and then Brianne Powell scored not long after. Murphy with it shorthanded the other way. Gets to the face-off dot, then slows down, turns back with it, and drops it off the boards and into the corner for Paulson on the forecheck. Up against the boards. GCU tries to skate it out. ASU again strong on the forecheck, forces GCU back as they remain in the defensive zone. Long stretch pass, a miscommunication, is turned over at the red line. Messenbrink with a chance to dump it in. Puck still sitting there right at the red line after GCU could not control it. ASU with a long chance to clear, and they'll do just that. Off the boards it goes and around the net. Schneidmiller will let her defenseman play it. Pass up against the boards. Finds its way into neutral ice. Pass goes off the skate of a GCU forward, and now the Lopes will try to skate it into the zone. They do so off this left wing. Stopping up behind the net of Hellman and dropping one back. Just 7 seconds left in this first period. Maybe one last shot for GCU as the puck goes into the corner. Up top to the point with under 1 second to go, and that shot would not have counted had it been put in either way. So that'll do it for the first period in this one. 2-0 the score. The Lopes will get 41 seconds of power play time to start the second period. 25-8 shots on goal for ASU, and overall just a dominating period for the Sun Devils in this first 20.
Absolutely. I would say it was a dominant first half for ASU in period one, and then towards the end of it, we saw GCU, especially on their power play opportunities, start to test Hellman just a little bit, but nothing that could make her uncomfortable. But for the time being, it's been all Sun Devils, not only just for this game, but the previous two matchups that we alluded to on air. So the one thing that GCU needs to do is that they need to continue to bait ASU into some penalty kills, so that way GCU can have that sort of advantage if they want to come out victorious. And then for ASU, keep doing what you're doing. Passing has been somewhat decent, and I'm also loving their shot attempts, and it looks like Steinmiller definitely has her work cut out for her, as she's seen 25 shots so far this period and was able to save 23 of them. So for the time being, I'm loving what ASU is doing. And then for GCU, you just got to play a game of catch-up once more.
Yeah, Schneidmiller was awfully busy in that first period. She did let up 2 goals, one courtesy of Sam Murphy that moved her into a tie for first all-time. That's something we'll certainly be watching in the second and third periods. The other goal scorer, Brianne Powell. And so we'll take our first break here on Inferno TV. After one period of play, the Sun Devils lead this one 2-0. We'll be back in just a moment. Alongside Trey Matthews, I'm Mari Wall. We thank you so much for watching despite the camera issues, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to Mountain America Community Iceplex for the start of period number 2 on Inferno TV, being ran as a radio station for this matchup between GCU and ASU. Sun Devils are on top by a score of 2-0. Jill Ketchum still has 41 seconds remaining in her penalty that leaked over towards the end of period 1 for hooking. I'm Trey Matthews, joined alongside Ari Wall. Ari, what can we expect in period number 2?
Well, the Sun Devils were just the faster team, the more physical team in that first period, and you saw that earlier this week when these two teams matched up and ASU dominated them those past two meetings, but you saw it again in the first period, 2-0 the score. And so I think what everybody's looking forward to in this second period is to see if Sam Murphy's going to break the record for the most points in ASU women's hockey history. She's 1 point away from breaking that record, so that's certainly something we'll watch out for. But on the grand scheme of things, you're just hoping ASU, you're just trying to keep that momentum up from that first period and try to replicate that success in this second period.
Sun Devils will be working from right to left, GCU left to right on your radio dial. Face-off is drawn, goes back over to ASU. Collecting it is Sam Murphy on the near side. Spins it around, goes below the goal line towards the right of Schneidmiller. Taking over to the far side corner, getting pinched, needs some help. Goes below the goal line, over to the far side corner once again. Murphy wiggles out of that situation. Up top for Polson. Polson slides it on down to the right side half wall. Nobody was home. Spins it around. ASU still on the PK. Over to the near side, swivels it. Goes below the goal line of Schneidmiller, now towards her left. GCU trying to go back on the attack. Craig knocks it free. Squirts back into neutral ice for the Sun Devils in white. Ketchum checks back into the game. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey here at Mountain America Community Iceplex. Squirts back into neutral ice once more for the Sun Devils. Trying to slide it up ahead to Powell. Powell was one of the 2 goal scorers in period 1 for the Sun Devils. 19:06 remaining in period 2. Sun Devils ice the puck, so we head back down to the south part of the rink. The attacking end for the Antelopes for a face-off. Shots on goal differential 25-8 in favor of the Sun Devils. Face-off coming on the left wing side, on the stick side of Hellman. Gingrich and Powell do the face-off. Goes below the goal line of Hellman. Trying to knock it on free is Jarvis. Now over to the near side for Lush. Powell comes in to help out her assistant captain. Goes below the goal line. Trying to knock it on loose. Spins it around. GCU unable to get a twig on it. Rockets it down to the other side of the rink. Craig hustling on in. Goes below the goal line. Able to win the foot race up top for Coons. Coons knocks it on down, goes below the goal line once more. Now we're to the left side. Up top for Platson. Platson, couple steps in. Right circle, lets one rip, goes high of the crossbar. Collected by Artiga, spins it around over to the left side, right side, excuse me. Slides on down for Platson. Platson trying to go back on the offensive attack for the Sun Devils in white. Squirts it over to the near side. At the red line, wrestling with it alongside with Artiga. Takes it past the blue line. Sun Devils look to reset their offense. McKenna looking for the shot attempt. Goes a little too far wide. Goes below the goal line. Dribbles back up top for Platson. Platson unable to get a twig on it. Back to Artiga once more. Wrestling for it. Goes back to the defensive end for the Antelopes in black. Now back into neutral ice. Passing it weakly over to the near side for Gingrich. Gingrich jabs it on down. Goes below the goal line. Spins it around for Murphy. Murphy has speed to burn. Up ahead is Ring. Ring collects it. Taking it past red line, now past the blue line. Murphy trying to tug for the puck. Goes below the goal line. Coming in on the forecheck. Ring tries to jab it on free, able to do so. Murphy tries to center off. Nobody was home. Polson goes below the goal line. Back up top. Lets one rip, dies out in front. Powell spins it around. Scores! Sun Devils will go up 3-0 here at Mountain America Community Iceplex. Brittany Brydell will get the 3rd goal of the game for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, it was
Beg your pardon, that looks like it's Logan Satera.
Right there on the doorstep. That pass was deflected into the far side corner. The puck just came free right in front of the net. From our vantage point, it's tough to see what's going on in front of the net. Looked like it was, I guess, Sutera who was right there in front of the net and able to knock that one home. Just a perfect pass, and for GCU, those defensemen have to be there to clear Sutera out of the way. She can't be standing there to put that puck home.
Polson had control of the puck momentarily, slid it on down. It looks like Sutera was just hanging in front of the net and was able to finish. Now here comes Powell, sliding up ahead to Craig. Craig, near side, back to Powell, centering it off alongside with Messenbrink, goes a little too far wide on the shot attempt. Taps it off the right side half wall. Sun Devils keeping their attack alive. Jarvis takes it below the goal line, trying to center it off once more. Powell fakes it off the boards, up top for Radcliffe. Radcliffe slides it on down, goes below the goal line. Spinning it around is Craig. Powell trying to finish on in, gets shut down by Schneidmiller. Spun around onto the far side, now goes below the goal line. Circles back over to the near side for GCU as they look to take it end to end. Controlling the offensive attack was Sorensen, took it up to the blue line but no further, dumped it on in, spins it around over to the right side half wall for ASU. Back into neutral ice, taps it off the stick of Craig, goes back in the defensive end for the Antelopes. Sun Devils wrestling for it at center ice. They dump it on in. Goes below the goal line. Schneidmiller taps it with her paddle. Back over to the near side. Bridell wrestling for it. Unable to get full control of it from Gingrich. Now here comes Jarvis taking it below the goal line. Now over to the near side corner. Right side half wall once more. Now here comes Olsen taking it over to the near side. Trying to go backdoor, centering off. Bedlam on the crease. Goes below the goal line towards the right of Schneidmiller. Puck is jammed. Spinning it around. Sliding on in. Sun Devils look to finish out in front, unable to do so. Got a weak twig on it. With speed, here comes Gingrich. Excellent defense by Sammy Lush as she pokes the puck on free on the right circle. Now here comes Bridell. Bridell lost control of the puck at center ice. Goes off Gingrich. Squirts back into the defensive end for the Antelopes over to the near side. Gingrich unable to take control of it at center ice. Lush hustling for it. Goes below the goal line. Circles it around over to the far side corner. Here comes McKenna. McKenna losing the foot race with Sorensen. Near side. Keeping the offensive attack alive for GCU with Summer. Goes below the goal line. Trying to center off with Summer once more. Sun Devils get a twig on it. Far circle once again goes towards the left of Hellman, and she uses her trapper to scoop it up and stops action with 14:38 remaining in period 2. Shots on goal differential 26-9 in favor of the Sun Devils in white.
And ASU had a couple of chances on that last sequence. We've seen from our vantage point, it's a little tough to see, but ASU's had some chances right in front of the net trying to poke something past Schneidmiller right by her crease. That last goal came courtesy of a pass right through the crease, and so we're seeing ASU try to continue that momentum, and it's worked for them so far early in the second period.
We'll see who can regain better momentum as Summer and Murphy did the draw. Shot attempt deep off the stick of Sorensen in the low slot, and Hellman makes the save.
Yeah, that's a nice save by Hellman to square up that shooter, Sorensen. Turnover, Sorensen was skating right in on net, and Hellman was able to square her off, cut down the angle for Sorensen to fire a shot right into her chest and able to come up with the save.
Gingrich and Murphy did the draw on the right circle. Murphy won it. Murphy, far side, lost control of it. Offsides warning was assessed. Sun Devils collected with ease. Here comes Polson. Polson, far circle, takes it below the goal line, trying to center off. Too much traffic in the lane. Platson collects it up top. Couple steps over to the right side half wall. Looks like she was trying to go for the backdoor pass alongside with Ring. Ran out of room. They're on the doorstep. Squirts back into neutral ice for the Sun Devils in white. And referees blow their whistle, so that's going to stop action with 13:53 remaining in period 2.
And again, on that last sequence, ASU had puck possession in the far side right corner to the left of Schneidmiller's net, and they again passed the puck through the center of that offensive zone and to the far side, and GCU couldn't get a stick on it, so GCU has to be better about cutting down those cross-ice passes.
Powell and Summer did the face-off. Sorensen tried to knock it on in, and Hellman makes the save with ease. Hit weakly towards her. Shots on goal differential 26-11 in favor of the Sun Devils. Face-off coming on the right circle once more. Powell wins the draw. Radcliffe searching for it. Sorensen comes swarming on in on the forecheck. Looking for it. Powell collects it. Towards her left is Craig. Towards her right is Messenbrink. Far circle once more. Tries to center off alongside with Craig. Craig unable to reach the puck as it goes over to the near side. Now here comes Messenbrink. trying to put the dance moves on, centering off with Powell. Powell doesn't even reach the puck. Circles it back up top to the point. Now here comes Artiga. Artiga tries to tap the puck on free in front of the bench for the Sun Devils. Offensive attack remains alive for the Sun Devils, but not for long, as the puck rolls back in the defensive end for the Sun Devils. Wrestling for it was Kennedy. Now over to the near side. Here comes Ketchum. Ketchum jabs it up ahead to Bridell. Bridell near side, swarming on in, ran out of room. A couple GCU players came in on her 6, trying to knock her into the corner. Up top. Offensive attack goes back to GCU. Tapping off the boards was Lacombe. Goes below the goal line. Back over to Radcliffe. Slides it up ahead. Far circle. Now goes below the goal line. It is pinned in the defensive end for the Sun Devils. They collect it. Trying to work from right to left on your radio dial. Now here comes Rydell. Rydell takes it onto the near side. Past red line. Past blue line. Collects it near circle, looking for one of her teammates. Trying to tap it off the left side half wall. Demanding for it is Jarvis. She'll get it at the left point. Jarvis, couple steps in, looking for the shot attempt. And it ricochets over to the far side half wall. Goes below the goal line. Sotero wrestling for it. On the far side corner. Ring comes in on the forecheck. Couple Sun Devils players, couple Lopes players. Who wants possession of it more? It'll go back to GCU. Back into neutral ice onto the far side. Here comes McKenna. McKenna takes control of it in the defensive end. Dot-to-dot pass over to Ring. Ring onto the near side. Now taking it past the red line. Now trying to pass over to Fleming. And there's going to be a penalty assessed to GCU. Looks like body checking is the call. So 11:35 remaining in period 2. Heading to the sin bin is Micah Summer. So she'll sit for the next 2 minutes. And ASU will go on the man advantage.
Yeah, down by 3, that's not something you can be doing if you're GCU going to the box. Although ASU has not been a good power play team this year, they weren't really particularly good last year, and they haven't been good today. You still don't want to give them an opportunity here, 5-on-4, and a chance to make this a 4-goal game if ASU can score here.
So the roster for the Antelope shrinks by 1 for the next 2 minutes as ASU looks to add to their 3-0 lead. Puck goes back into neutral ice for McKenna. McKenna slides it over to the far side. Over to the near side for Murphy. Murphy searching for it at the left point. Tries to center her off. Deep inside alongside with Polson. Goes below the goal line. Looking for the goal attempt. Tries to knock it on in. And Schneidmiller lands onto it to stop action with 11:11 remaining in period 2.
Yeah, good chance there on the doorstep by Lutsch was the one who was trying to whack that one home. Schneidmiller able to keep that left pad strong. Looked like at least a couple chances for Lutsch to whack away at that one, but Schneidmiller able to come up with a nice couple of saves to keep ASU from extending this lead.
Faceoff coming on the right wing side. Drawn. Messenbrink searching for it on the right side half wall. Knocks it on loose, goes back into neutral ice. GCU short-handed. Here comes Sorensen. Sorensen had the puck knocked away from her by McKenna in the slot. Spins it around, goes below the goal line. Icing is assessed to the Sun Devils, so we head back into their defensive end in the south part of the rink for a face-off. 10:54 remaining in period 2. Now here comes the face-off on the left wing side. In the attacking end for GCU. They are short-handed. Goes back to the Sun Devils. Fleming onto the near side. Being hounded right now by Benson. Benson swipes it away. Goes back to Gingrich. Gingrich near side. Looking for the trailer. Sun Devils play excellent defense. Out in front for McKenna. In front of her netminder of Hellman. Pass intended for Ring. Goes off her stick. Goes below the goal line. And back-to-back possessions. Back-to-back icing calls assessed to the Sun Devils in white. You wouldn't think that they're on the man advantage because this has not really been a good power play execution for them the last minute or so. 56 seconds remaining in Summers' penalty.
Yeah, has not been a great execution through the first minute or so. And on that last play, really nice defense by Ellie McKenna. It was a 2-on-1 for GCU. Gingrich had the opportunity to either shoot or pass. He decided to pass, and McKenna was right there to deflect that pass away and stop that chance.
Goes below the goal line for McKenna. McKenna tries to slide it over to the far side. Picked up by Craig. Craig takes it past the blue line, now over to the right circle. Goes back to GCU. Sun Devils looking to play some excellent defense. And Radcliffe collects it, goes below the goal line, puts on the brakes. Trying to tap it up ahead, jabs it back into the offensive end for GCU. Now here comes Ring, 25 seconds remaining in Summers' penalty. Sun Devils, I don't think they've gotten a single shot on Schneidmiller during this power play opportunity. Takes it over to the far side circle. Up top, looking to slide it on down. That goes horribly awry off the stick of Radcliffe, goes below the goal line. Near side corner. Sun Devils collected once more. Powell spins it around, goes below the goal line, trying to center off, bounces in front of Schneidmiller, and she misses it as it squirts over to the far side corner. Sun Devils unable to do anything on that previous power play as the Lopes are back at full strength. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey here at Mountain America Community Iceplex. This time Schneidmiller finds the bouncing puck, lands onto it to stop action with 9:26 remaining in period 2.
Again, ASU had skaters in front of the net, and I think it was Lutch again who was right there on the doorstep with the puck not too far away and tried to get that one past Schneidmiller. She couldn't really control the rebound, and so Schneidmiller didn't have to make really a save on that opportunity. But again, yeah, 2 minutes, nothing comes of it.
Shot attempt goes just a tad bit wide on the blocker side of Schneidmiller off the stick of Messenbrink. Jarvis collects it, trying to slide it on down, goes below the goal line, looking for an opening out in front. Schneidmiller doesn't even need to make a save as GCU collects it onto the far side. They look to take it end to end. Playing some excellent defense right there were the Sun Devils. Coons trying to assert herself on the defensive side. Spun around for Jarvis. Jarvis collects it on the near side, tries to bank it over. Over to the left circle. Series of excellent moves. Goes back to Olsen and now to Bridell. Bridell lost control of it. Schneidmiller elects to play it. Bridell having it. Trying to pass it deep into the slot. Nobody was home for the Sun Devils. Now here comes GCU. Here comes Gingrich. Far side faceoff circle. Lets a shot rip. Waffle boarded away by Karsten Hellman. Goes below the goal line once more. Collected by Lacombe. Gingrich with a shot attempt. And back-to-back shot attempts off the twig of Gingrich results in the same thing. Goes off the blocker of Karsten Hellman. Now here comes Fleming onto the far side faceoff circle. Now over to the right side half wall. Taps it off the boards, goes below the goal line, out in front for Schneidmiller. Squirts back into neutral ice for the Sun Devils. They got a little sloppy on their pass attempts. Radcliffe tries to stretch it up ahead to McKenna. McKenna, wide open opportunity, lets one rip. Excellent defense by GCU as they use their twigs to bother the shot attempt by McKenna. Up top for Radcliffe. Near circle once more for McKenna. Lets one rip, goes high at the crossbar. Spun around over to the far side half wall. Pinned along the boards, 7:40 remaining in the second period of play. Goes below the goal line once more. Sun Devils looking for an opening. Girls in white collected, that's Ring for them. Near side circle once again, lets a weak shot go. That came off the twig of Powell, it looks like. And that stops action with 7:29 remaining in period 2. Shots on goal differential, 32-13 in favor of ASU in white.
Some good chances for both teams on that last sequence. A couple shots from Gingrich blocked away by Hellman, one with the left shoulder, one with the right blocker. So Hellman has been up to the task so far in this one, and for ASU a couple chances there as well. A short side chance for McKenna. She actually took 2 shots. One made its way on net.
Radcliffe with the shot attempt goes off the leg pads of Schneidmiller, and we play on. Goes below the goal line over to the near side corner. Wrestling for it onto the near side, goes back to GCU. Sun Devils pop the puck on free. That's Satera. Satera scored the 3rd goal of the game for the Sun Devils. Goes below the goal line. Outreaches the stick of Bennell. 7:02 remaining in period 2. Looks like the netting got messed up, so they're going to have to stop action once more with about 7 minutes remaining in the middle period of frame. Shots on goal differential, 33-13 in favor of ASU.
Yeah, just a check behind the net there. Led to that goal being knocked off, so the faceoff will come out of the zone as a result. So far, it hasn't been the same dominant period in the second period that we saw in the first period, but still, obviously GCU has not been able to crack that scoreboard and get one past Hellman.
Faceoff is drawn. A couple bodies hit the floor for GCU and ASU in front of ASU's bench. With the shot attempt coming off the stick of Messenbrink, goes a little too far wide. That came off the pass attempt from Powell. Up top for Platson. Platson, right point side, lets one rip. Too much traffic in the lane as it was clogged. Goes below the goal line. Messabrink tries to rally it around. Powell there on the forecheck to help her out. Goes back to GCU on the near side, trying to pop the puck on free alongside with Craig and also Powell. Here comes Powell, taking it past the blue line, looking for it on the near side, and that's going to be a penalty assessed to GCU, clear as day. They didn't give Powell any sort of room. I think hooking is going to be the official assessment with 6:20 remaining in period 2. So ASU will head back to the power play for the second time in this period.
Yeah, pretty clear penalty there. Goes against Natalia Hui.
I believe that's her second penalty of this game already. Yeah, pretty clear penalty. Powell had the puck and then just completely hooked, lost possession of the puck. Stick goes up in the air like that, you can usually tell.
Yeah, so Hui on that last possession from Powell just hooked her like a fish, and it will result in a power play for the Sun Devils. Goes over to the far side for McKenna. Now, on the previous power play attempt in which Summer had to sit for, I believe, hooking as well, we didn't see ASU as dominant on the man advantage, so we'll see if they're able to change their fortunes this time around. Up top for Murphy, left point side. Looking for the shot attempt, lets one rip, goes off the equipment of Schneidmiller as it trickles over to the near side corner. Goes below the goal line, Murphy shovels it out, taking her time, trying to control the pace, quarterback in the offense, centering it off. It goes up top for McKenna once more. McKenna with the shot attempt held onto by Schneidmiller. 5:40 remaining in period 2, a minute 21 remaining in Hui's penalty.
Yeah, and that was a nice pass by Sam Murphy. It was Lutch who was sitting right in the center of the offensive zone for ASU. Murphy right by the faceoff dot was able to find Lutch, get that shot, but it was blocked in front, so good job by GCU to block that shot. Otherwise, that would have been a great chance, and Schneidmiller would have had to make probably a pretty good save there.
Faceoff drawn on the left circle, still in the attacking end for the Sun Devils in the north side of the rink. McKenna looking to control the offense, goes below the goal line. For McKenna once more with the shot attempt, goes too far wide of the blocker. Spun around over to the far side. Trying to tap it on free, here comes Platson. Platson onto the far side circle, lets one rip, dies out in front, still in play. Sun Devils trying to pop the puck on free, able to do so. Now here comes Olsen. Olsen tries to spin it around onto the near side. Taking her time over to the far side. Over to Platson. Platson, couple steps below the goal line, looking for an opening. Banks it off the board, spun around, and it rockets down to the defensive end for the Sun Devils on the left wing side. Radcliffe collects it below the goal line. Radcliffe takes it onto the near side, tries to spin it up ahead. Now here comes Murphy. Murphy, near side circle once more. Goes below the goal line, looking for the attempt, dies out in front. 4:30 remaining in period 2. Up top for Radcliffe. Radcliffe already has a point this game. Taps it off the boards for Platson. Platson lost control of it. GCU trying to blast the puck down to the other side of the rink. 3 seconds remaining in Hui's penalty for hooking. And now GCU is back at full strength. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey here in Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils come up empty on the power play once more. Shot attempt off the stick of Platson, looking for the goal, held onto by Schneidmiller as Platson came creeping on in on the far side, trying to sneak her way into the slot.
So ASU now has had a 5-on-3 for basically 2 whole minutes. They've had power plays throughout this game. They haven't scored yet on any power plays. And really, when you look at this ASU roster, 9-1 on the season. They're on a 9-game winning streak, trying to make it 10. I think for Lindsay Ellis and this team in general, if they can become a power play, a team that scores a lot on the power play, get that efficiency up, this is a very, very dangerous team.
That's something they also struggled with last year.
Absolutely.
It just seemed like they struggled on special teams, and they got to try to improve it if they want any chance to try to make it deeper into the playoffs like they did last year. So we'll see what happens, but at the same time, you are right, Ari. This is a Sun Devils team that thrashed GCU not once but twice last week, and they're up 3-0, and they can't capitalize on any man advantages, including a lengthy 5-on-3 that we saw in period 1.
Definitely.
Shot attempt off the stick of Gingrich, goes over to the left side half wall. Spun around, trying to play some defense as Sumner, back into neutral ice for GCU. Almost turns the puck over. Back over to the defensive end for GCU in black. Now over to Brydell. Brydell into the offensive end. Squirts back into neutral ice. There on the back skate, Jarvis trying to do the dot-to-dot pass with Coons. Coming in on the forecheck was Lacombe. Lacombe below the goal line, now over to the far side, near side, for the Sun Devils. Back at center ice once more. Circling around is Carden. Now over to Fleming. Fleming takes it past the blue line. Looking for the shot attempt. Goes too far wide. Rockets it around over to the right side half wall for Ring. Ring comes charging on in, trying to go back door alongside with Fleming. Wide open net opportunity, and the Sun Devils weren't able to capitalize on it. 2:35 remaining in period 2. Sun Devils on top by a score of 3-0. Goes below the goal line. Tries to center off once more into the slot. Too much traffic in the lane as GCU picks up the rebound. Over to the far side, 2-on-1, odd man rush, this could be trouble. Lacombe with the shot attempt, knocked away by Hellman. There on the rebound once more. And that almost just trickled on in as Saldi came flying on in. Sun Devils playing a little sloppy with the puck. Out in front for Artiga, and she's unable to get it. Over to the defensive end for GCU, looking to reset their offense. 1:50 remaining in period 2. Flying on in, here comes Benson. Goes below the goal line, trying to center her off. Over to Radcliffe. And the Sun Devils will be heading to the PK as they got a little too rough right there on that previous possession. And heading to the sin bin is Sophie Fossil, an Arizona native, so she'll sit for the next 2 minutes. Well, here's the thing. 1:41 remaining in period 2, so unless GCU is able to score within the next minute and 41 seconds, Fossil will sit to begin period 3.
Yeah, we saw the same thing to end period number 1 with Plattson's penalty as well. So for ASU, just got to try to kill off the rest of this period essentially with this 5-on-4.
The official assessment is roughing to Fossil. Spins it around. We've been seeing a lot of hooking and roughing calls in this game. I've said that these two teams, they don't really like each other, but Ellie McKenna doesn't consider it a rivalry when she appeared on our radio show a couple weeks ago, but goes below the goal line. 1:20 remaining in the middle period of frame. 1:35 remaining in Fossil's penalty. If ASU comes out victorious, the Cactus Cup will remain in Tempe, Arizona. Back into neutral ice, far side. Whiffs at nothing but air. Looks like Powell was struggling to find it.
1 minute remaining.
We got a minute remaining in the middle period of frame. Now here comes Summer. Summer with the backhander attempt held onto by Hellman as it bounced off her breadbasket into her trapper to stop action with 54.1 seconds remaining in the middle period of frame.
Yeah, Summer just couldn't get a lot on that backhand shot. Good job by the ASU defensive pairing to force her to the outside on that. You don't want her to be able to go from forehand to backhand and get a shot off. You want to keep her on her backhand, and something like that's going to happen where she doesn't get a lot on it. Makes it an easy save for Hellman.
Goes below the goal line for Platson. Platson circles it around, spins it back into neutral ice. Hustling for it is Hui alongside with Murphy. Murphy comes in on the forecheck, swipes it away. Over to the far side faceoff circle, waiting for everyone to come back and reset. Near side once again for the Sun Devils. That's Polson, spins it around, less than 30 seconds remaining in the middle period of frame. Sun Devils will back off a little bit as GCU is deep in their defensive end. Goes back into neutral ice for the Sun Devils in white once more. Far side for Platson. Platson muscles the puck deep into the defensive end for GCU. 30 seconds remaining in Fossil's penalty, but only 6 seconds remaining in this period. Goes below the goal line, below Schneidmiller. Over to the near side, circles it around. Triple zeros have hit the board, and that's all she wrote for period 2. So Fossil has 19 seconds remaining in her penalty for roughing. Shots on goal differential 40-17 in favor of the Sun Devils, and they're up 3-0 on Inferno TV. So, Ari, before we send it to a break, what did you see in the middle period of frame? Because it seems like ASU wasn't as dominant as they were in period 1.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say they weren't as dominant as they were in that first period. 25 shots, I believe, in that first period. Only 15 in the second period. 2 goals in the first, just 1 in the second. And again, you're seeing them get opportunities on the power play that they haven't been able to convert to. I think that's something that, even if they win this game, that's something they're going to focus on in practice, and moving over to the rest of the season is figuring out how to convert on those power plays. Overall, 3 goals. You'll take that through 2 periods. It's not the dominating performance we saw last week either, with the 12 goals combined in the 2 games against GCU earlier, but so far up 3 goals after 2 periods, and it looks like they'll have a pretty good chance to lock this one down and win it in the third.
We will catch you at the final period of regulation. Trey Matthews joined alongside Ari Wall. Sun Devils on top by a score of 3-0. We will see you momentarily. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Inferno TV as the Sun Devils and the GCU Lopes get ready to start the third period here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex alongside Trey Matthews. I'm Mari Wall. We want to thank you again so much for sticking with us here tonight despite the camera issues, having this be a radio stream. We thank you so much for tuning in, and we're glad to bring you the coverage here between these two teams as always. And Trey, so far from what we've seen from ASU in this game, a very dominant first period, a good second period as well, and that's what's helped them have this 3-0 lead here in the third.
They kind of slowed down in period 2. We saw them go on a couple of power play opportunities and came up empty. We saw them go on the 5-on-3 advantage in period 1, also came up empty. So they dominated the first few minutes of the game. Like, they put their foot on the gas pedal, and I think they're leisuring their way to another victory. But for the time being, GCU has given them some trouble in period 2, but nothing to really be all that concerned about.
Yeah, and in this third period, 40 shots on goal for ASU in this game so far, 17 for GCU. Carson Hellman has been perfect, saving all 17. Hannah Schneidmiller has saved 37 of 40 as ASU wins the faceoff all the way down into their own end. There's 13 seconds left on the ASU penalty that happened at the end of the second period that GCU still on in this third as they fire a shot missed wide to the right of the net of Hellman, and with 1 second left on the penalty, that'll do it. So the Sun Devils back to full strength here early in this third period. 19 and a half minutes left, just 30 seconds gone in this final period of regulation as a long stretch pass is deflected into the corner into the offensive zone for ASU, going back left to right across the ice, and the GCU Lopes right to left as this pass found its way all the way on net, nearly squirted through the crease and into the net. Schneidmiller was not expecting it and almost gave up an own goal.
Had that find the back of the net, I would have seen everything. I don't know what happened on that previous possession, but still, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Sometimes it's good to be lucky. That was very surprising right there. Face-off is drawn, Platson up top on the right point.
Platson controls right by the blue line, sending one off the boards down low from Messenbrink, who plays it across for Craig, all the way to the far face-off dot, still in the offensive zone for ASU. Craig gives it off for a shot missed wide off the stick of Powell. Powell with it. Skates it all the way back to the point, still with it now by the far side face-off dot up against the boards, drops it back to the point where Coons takes a shot and it's blocked. GCU with a chance to skate it out of the zone, and they do, going past the red line and then dumping one in all the way into the corner. Around the boards from right to left, Platson gets there, plays it around the boards. Skated up now through the center ice and into the offensive zone. Platson fires a slap shot off the stick of Schneidmiller and score! Schneidmiller couldn't control the long shot, and Ellie McKenna is there to pick up the change and put that one home. Pardon me, it looks like it's Brianne Powell.
Second goal of the game for BP. So once again, just crashing in front of the net and finishing on the attempt. So we saw that in period 1, and she repeated the same action, honestly in the same spot, in period 3.
So Bree Powell gets the goal, 4th of the game for ASU, 2nd of the game for her. Maddie Platson had a shot from the left point, a slap shot. Schneidmiller looked like it was going to be a relatively easy save. It popped right out of her glove, sat there in the crease, and then Brianne Powell was perfectly positioned to put it home and give the Sun Devils a 4th goal in this game as a long dump-in pass squirted into the crease where Schneidmiller is able to cover it up. So already a goal early in this third period is an encouraging sign for ASU.
I don't know about you, Ari, but it seems like that Schneidmiller has been losing the puck a couple times in a row, and ASU is pouncing on it. So they're just trying to get those shot attempts quick, deep near her, so that way they can try to fool her on it. So that's just basically from my perspective.
Well, personally, putting up shots on goal has not been an issue for ASU in this game. That was probably something that they wanted to accomplish, and certainly they've achieved that. 44 shots on goal, and you have to credit Schneidmiller to some extent because 40 saves in a game is pretty impressive, but 4 goals, and that's the difference in this one. As the Lopes enter the zone, get it all the way in deep, around the boards it goes. Right in front of the crease, it's deflected into the far side corner. Comes free to the point where a long shot is blocked. ASU gets their stick on it. Still in the offensive zone, though, for GCU. All the way to the left side of the rink from our vantage point here in the fan side of the rink, as the Sun Devils get possession, and they'll dump it in, and it will be icing. Sun Devils thought they had gained the line. Paige Ring was right around the red line, tried to dump it in for give her teammates a chance to change, and instead they're going to be stuck out there for the start of this next shift.
Yep, so Harding getting there and plenty of time on the previous icing call, so 17:27 remaining in period 3. ASU has got to try to stop icing the puck, because they got a few icing calls in the previous period, so they got to try to work on that a little bit more.
GCU wins the faceoff. They control in the offensive end, get it back to the point. Right by the ASU bench, now down below the goal line it goes, where Messenbrink is able to play it along. Comes free from McKenna. Off the boards it goes and out of the zone. Now it's turned over. ASU the other way with a chance. Paige Ring with it. Ring fires a wrist shot, missed it wide. Off the turnover, a good opportunity for Ring. GCU recollects in their own end. Skating out of the zone, they go past the blue line. Now to the red line and dumping it in is Lacombe, who fires it on net. Hellman's able to make the save, and whistle is blown with 16:44 remaining in period number 3.
If you're GCU, you got to try to get something going offensively. They had some golden opportunities in period 2, but still nothing in period 3 to try to pester Hellman. And don't look now, but like I said, GCU looking for their first goal. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, only one goal in the previous 2 meetings between these 2 teams. The Sun Devils won the first game 7-1. That was the lone GCU goal in those 2 games that they played. The second game, ASU won 5-0. Carson Hellman started the first game, so GCU has put one past her so far this season. They're trying to at least put one on the board here tonight to avoid the shutout. The Lopes with it in the offensive end. They take another shot. Hellman makes another save, so about 3 shots in the last 45 seconds or so for GCU as they start to try to turn up the attack. ASU dumps it in. It goes on net where Schneidmiller deflects it into the corner. Comes free, squirts free for Ketchum. Now for Murphy, who fires a shot off the pads of Schneidmiller. Murphy with it, as we mentioned, 1 point away from breaking Kat Jones's all-time points record in ASU women's hockey history. Shot off the stick of Fossil, missed high and wide, went all the way into the corner. Pass is banked off the boards. Now dumped in by Ketchum, who will go for a change. Murphy still out there. Plays it all the way back around the boards behind Schneidmiller's net into the far side corner. GCU gets there first, and they'll skate past the blue line into the neutral zone and all the way into the offensive zone. Dumping one in. Sun Devils retreat in their own side. Long stretch pass is intercepted by GCU right around the blue line. Squirts free once more. ASU trying to dump it in deep. They get it to Murphy, who plays it along the boards and into the corner. First there is Hooney with it. She skates with it now past the GCU bench through the neutral zone into the far side. Potential 3-on-1 here for GCU. Back to the trailer. Summer couldn't get a good stick on it. Missed the net by a wide range, and ASU will get a clear out of it. All the way down the rink they go as Breanne Powell carries it forward. Referee's hand is up, and maybe a delayed offsides here. Tough to see what the whistle's for. Either way, it's a whistle with 14:42 to go. Looks like the faceoff will come out of the zone here.
While we got a pause in the action, offsides is called, so faceoff going to come in neutral ice on the near side. But while we have a pause in the action, just some notes to take note of. We got Sam Murphy trying to surpass Kat Jones' record. Right now she tied it. She did so by scoring earlier in the game. And Bree Powell, is on hat trick watch.
2 goals already in this game. She's still out there on the ice for ASU. In fact, she's got it behind Schneidmiller's cage right now, feeding one through, looking for Craig on the doorstep. Just missed the pass, so ASU forced to retreat all the way back to their own end. Long pass finds its way to the stick of Messenbrink. 2-on-1. Messenbrink with Craig fires a shot. Messenbrink had it blocked. Still loose in front. Craig fires a shot, and Schneidmiller is able to make the save. So first she makes the save on Messenbrink, then she makes the save right in front of the net with Craig, and a whistle with 14:11 to go.
Golden opportunity for Messenbrink right there. Unfortunately, just a better stop by Schneidmiller. Then you saw ASU just be relentless on the doorstep, and it came up empty. So Schneidmiller was just in a bit of a fluster to try to land onto the puck because she couldn't see it at first.
Tie up off the draw. GCU wins it, and they'll skate out of the zone with it. ASU able to win possession back, though, at neutral ice as Ellie McKenna skates through the neutral zone. Had it knocked away before she could enter the zone. Good defense by Sorensen. Now puck comes free, looking for Ring. And pass was just a little bit too long. Went off the stick and all the way out into the neutral zone it goes. Right by the penalty box on the far side at neutral ice. GCU has it as they get a pass forward, and just unable to fire a shot there was Lacombe. Had it on her stick for a moment, but couldn't get anything out of it. Now ASU back in the offensive end, around the net. Olsen stops up, now feeds one in front, looking for Jill Ketchum, who was right there on the doorstep. Pass could not make its way through. Ketchum has it knocked away. Still in the offensive end, though, for ASU. Comes free to the point for Fossil, who tries a wrister, couldn't get anything on it. It was blocked. Still free. Now Radcliffe fires a wrister, and it's saved in front. That was Bridell on a screen, and Radcliffe with the shot. Save made, though, by Schneidmiller.
So I want to highlight the 3 Anchorage, Alaska girls. So Ellie McKenna, she's been everywhere on the rink, just trying to set up the offense for ASU, trying to quarterback it. Then Jill Ketchum on that previous possession, coming back from injury, was deep in the slot looking for an opening. Unfortunately, Olsen was unable to find her, and when she did pass it to her, it was too little too late. And then Berkeley Radcliffe, not known for her offense, but is trying to join in on some of these offensive attacks for the Sun Devils.
Pass goes around the boards there. We haven't seen, as this pass made its way onto the net, we haven't seen Jill Ketchum into the score sheet, I don't think, in this one, but she's certainly been playing some decent minutes here today, and it's great to see her back on the ice after the injury last year, and certainly she's someone that we'll be looking forward to watching the rest of the year, and as ASU tries to make another WWCHL playoff push.
Yeah, she's being used as an extra skater, and the only time she has shown up in the score sheet is unfortunately for a penalty that she got in period 1 that leaked over into the first half of period 2.
And Bridell tried to send one off the boards. It went into the ASU bench, so GCU will get a favorable face-off here in the offensive end with 12:27 to go. So far this game, 47-20, the shots on goal differential. Carson Hellman has saved all 20 shots that she's faced. Schneidmiller has made 43 saves on 47 shots. That's why we sit at 4-0 in this one. It's a long pass, goes all the way around the boards, no icing as Sam Murphy hustles in on the forecheck and forces the puck free. GCU is able to get there first, though, with Lacombe banking one off the boards. Still strong pressure, though, by Murphy on this ASU forecheck, forcing GCU to remain with it in their own end, now forcing a turnover. Shot off the stick of Lutch is turned away, and a long clearance will go down the length of the ice, no icing, as ASU is forced to retreat in their own end. Jarvis will take it behind the net, and now through the neutral zone, off the boards, and into the offensive zone as she and her line mates will go for a change. Into the corner now for ASU as Messenbrink pinches up against the boards. Fight for possession with Powell already with 2 goals in this game, sending one around the boards by the fierce face-off dot here on the near side. Around it goes. Ortega banks it off the boards to herself. Into the offensive end she goes. Was deflected off her stick and she lost possession. ASU quickly turns back with it the other way. Powell tried to do the same move off the boards to herself. GCU was there to stop that pass, and now they'll get a good stick on it to clear the zone here with 11 minutes to go.
I know the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but it seems like GCU has been playing better as the game has progressed. They're still down 4-0, and they don't have a goal on Carson Hellman, but it seems like they've improved since the start of period 1.
Yeah, absolutely. 25 shots on goal for ASU in the first period. They haven't hit 50 yet, so far GCU has held them to less than that double total that they had in that first period as Fleming skates into the offensive zone, but good defense knocks it off her stick. Ring with it right at the red line, banks it off the boards. Fleming tries to go in on the forecheck. Now puck comes free right in front from McKenna. A couple moves and she couldn't get a shot off. Schneidmiller extended the stick to poke it off of McKenna's stick, and no shot from McKenna, but a prime opportunity right on the doorstep. Ring back with it the other way, though, with speed. Has her shot blocked.
Point blank for McKenna right there, just her and Schneidmiller, and unfortunately she used her twig to hit the puck weakly, and that wasn't getting past Schneidmiller with that ease.
Now Fossil takes it just onside. She goes on the backhand, and Schneidmiller makes the save into the corner. Stopped up at the blue line by Ketchum. Now around the boards into the corner. Ketchum on the forecheck. Behind the net, Schneidmiller right there to play it. Squirts free once more, right on the doorstep. This time Ketchum had a shot blocked by Schneidmiller. Now Saldi tries to exit the zone for GCU, looking for Lacombe on the pass, but ASU blocks it up at the blue line. Now a long clearance will go down the length of the ice. Lacombe on the forecheck, stopped up by Hellman, who went just outside of her cage to play it. Turned over, here's GCU with an opportunity the other way. Shot is fired on net. Hellman makes the save, still loose in front. Couple whacks at it, and Hellman is able to find it and cover it up with 9:12 to go. GCU with a couple chances there. Lacombe with a good shot, but Hellman is up to the task.
Yeah, chaos on the crease right there on that previous possession by ASU as they had to scramble to find the puck. One of the few times where Carson Hellman really had to try to make a grade A save point blank to make sure that GCU did not get their first one on the board.
She's up to 23 saves now in this game. Yet to allow a goal as the Sun Devils still holding on to a 4-0 lead. 2 goals courtesy of Breanne Powell, 1 goal courtesy of Sam Murphy as Logan Sutera skates in, and that goes off the right post. A great opportunity for Sutera, who was looking for her second goal of the game as well. Just missed it just to the right of Schneidmiller as ASU will dump it back into the offensive zone. Murphy in on the forecheck is able to work it free to the point for Jarvis, who loses possession. GCU sends it down the length of the ice. It'll go on net, so Hellman has to play it, and she plays it off into the corner to her right. GCU with it in the offensive end, has it knocked away. ASU the other way, Murphy skating just 1-on-2, all alone in the offensive zone. She takes a shot, missed it high and left. Gets it back and takes another shot, missed it wide.
I don't know why Murphy was trying to take on 2 defenders, especially right there. Didn't like that shot.
Platson takes a shot, rebound there, and score. ASU with their 5th goal of the game. And it's Maddie Messenbrink who pokes it home after the shot by Platson. The rebound was just sitting there. She was perfectly positioned, and that makes it a 5-0 lead for ASU.
Yeah, so on the brink of losing that offensive possession, Maddie cleans up the mess in front. Yes, that was intentional. I know what I was doing. But GCU will now call a timeout. So Messenbrink gets into the scoring column after getting some good looks.
So Messenbrink gets her first goal of the game. Maddie Platson gets the primary assist. She was the one who fired it on net. Craig gets an assist as well. So a timeout for GCU here with 8:11 to go. And I mean, you look at the score, 5-0. You see how this game has been played. It seems unlikely that GCU is going to come back and win this game, but still, they're taking a timeout here. What do you think the mindset is? What are they trying to accomplish here in these last 8 minutes and 11 seconds?
Yeah, the chances of a comeback are pretty slim to none for GCU. I think at this point, you just got to find some momentum to go and carry into your next matchup. So for right now, that's probably what they're discussing, which is, yes, you're down by a lot, and the chances of a comeback are pretty slim to none. So I think just for them and what they need to do is just try to look for some positive aspects to take into your next matchup.
Now, we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, ASU holds a 23-5-2 record all-time against GCU. They beat them 7-0 on November 3rd. They beat them 5-0 on November 4th, and they hold a 5-0 lead here on November the 11th, a special day for several reasons. Veterans Day, but it was also Kachina Day, so it was nice to see those players on the ice for the start of the game as well, and ASU has certainly shown their dominance in this game so far to impress those young players that maybe will one day play on this ASU women's hockey team.
Yeah, and you mentioned Kachina's night, and I just want to point out that number 94 is being hung right now on GCU's bench. That's in honor of Matt Schott, who has done a lot of great work for Arizona teams. You can see his number retired at a lot of rinks and throughout the Arizona area. So Matt Schott just has meant a lot to women who have played at the collegiate level and also the Kachina's program. So it's nice to see that everyone honors Matt Schott and his number 94 when he sadly passed away due to cancer a few years ago.
Puck comes free to the offensive end for GCU. Squirts all the way back to the blue line. It's held in by a moment for the Lopes as the GCU Lopes try to establish some sort of offense here in this final 7 minutes of regulation in the third period. Off the boards, ASU tries to exit the zone. They get as far as the blue line, but no further. Now they do. Bank one all the way down. It goes. Ring is first one to it for ASU. Behind the net of Schneidmiller. Pinched up by Fleming in the near side corner. Fleming tries to work it up top to the point. Radcliffe sends one down low. McKenna turning with it. Takes a shot, but it was deflected into the corner. Now Fleming works its way back up top. Fossil has it knocked away, and now GCU the other way with some speed. Potential 2-on-1. Arteaga fires a shot. Save made, and no one there for the rebound, so a 1-on-1 chance. And Hellman up to the task once more. 25 saves in this game. She's been perfect, and she keeps the shutout intact for ASU. Pass is sent across. Fleming. Long stretch pass goes off the boards looking for Ring on the far side. She couldn't get there in time. So GCU turns back with it the other way. Pass goes off the skate of Arteaga. Now she finds it and takes a wrist shot that missed wide. Around the boards it goes. By the face-off dot, ASU is able to send one back into the neutral zone for a clear. Both teams go for changes. And GCU quickly re-enters the zone on the left wing and fires a shot. And the save is made by the glove of Hellman. Another whistle. 5:38 left in this third period, and Hellman is getting closer and closer to that shutout here in this game against GCU.
I wouldn't say that word if I were you. I'm just friendly advice. Sorry, I would not say the S word in the game. I just friendly advice. The team will come at you with pitchforks. Trust me. I speak from experience.
You're a believer in the announcer's jinx?
No, I'm not a believer in the announcer's jinx, but I kind of like being alive.
Well, either way, we'll call it no goals allowed in this game so far. Can we do that?
That's better.
Either way, GCU back with it in their own end. They'll spin with it and bank one off the boards. Behind the net of Schneidmiller it goes. Lacombe is able to get there first, and she skates one out into the neutral zone where it's knocked away. Sun Devils turn back with it at center ice. That one goes off the boards right in the neutral zone, and GCU back with it the other way. Under 5 now to play in this third period. Lacombe couldn't get a shot off, but she keeps possession. Drops it back to the point where nobody's home, and GCU is forced to retreat. Benson will skate back with it, bank one off the boards for Ketchum.
Funny story for you. Chase Beardsley and I invited Lindsay Ellis to be on our radio show, What You're Talking About. And Lindsay agreed to come on as long as I did not mention the SHUTOUT word.
Well, we'll see what happens in this one. I guess I already mentioned it, so it's already out of the bag, you know. Either way,
but I'm already on thin ice, so.
Pass is sent across, and we'll get a whistle here with 4:19 to play. Another penalty. And it's going to go against GCU. Skating to the box is Gingrich. So Sun Devils with a chance here, 5-on-4. We haven't seen them convert on a power play in this game, and a goal here would certainly help the power play case, which has been stagnant so far this year.
Yeah, if I'm being respectful here, ASU has not looked good at all in their power play, so they really got to try to improve on it. They've looked very sloppy, and at times you sometimes forget they're on the man advantage because sometimes GCU would penetrate into their offensive end and just try to set up shop and try to look for the shorthanded goals. So ASU really needs to work on it, as Gingrich is going to sit for the next 2 minutes due to slashing.
And the GCU coaching staff pleading their case, but nothing's going to change. So ASU with a chance now, 5-on-4 with 4:14 to go as a long shot was deflected in front. It was Paulson was right there on the doorstep, had it deflected, and Schneidmiller was able to make the save with just 6 seconds gone in the power play.
Man, what a good look from McKenna up top, trying to find someone in the lane in the slot, trying to convert it through traffic, but GCU found the puck at the last possible second.
The Lopes win the draw, coming to the left of Schneidmiller. They'll bank it around the boards and out through the neutral zone, as skating with it was Arteaga. ASU is able to knock possession free and into the corner. A couple players take a fall. Sam Murphy's able to skate it, though, past the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. McKenna drops one on back for Powell, who fires a shot just high. Brianne Powell still looking for her third goal of the game. Almost had it there. Puck finds her again. Powell with it. All in alone. Takes a shot. Score! A hat trick for Brianne Powell, and some hats come flying onto the ice. It's a 6-0 game, and it's 3 goals here for Brianne Powell against GCU on November 11th.
Well, they're going to have to stop action because the hats are flying in Tempe, Arizona. It's raining hats. I didn't see that on the forecast this morning, but 3 goals for Brianne Powell. So BP with some pow on that shot.
Brianne Powell, a night to remember for her. 3 goals in this game, and now up to 10 points on the season. A fantastic game for number 15 for ASU. Brianne Powell nets 3 goals in this game. Sun Devils up to 6 goals on the game, a 6-0 lead, and Brianne Powell, one of the stars in this game, comes away with her 3rd goal of the game, and it's a power play goal as well, so something positive for ASU finally on the power play.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so Bri Powell gets the hat trick, and also ASU finally converts on the man advantage.
Puck squirts free to the offensive zone for ASU, where Bridell had a whack at it. Schneidmiller makes another save, though, and another puck comes free for Ketchum on the doorstep. She takes a fall and can't get a shot off. Bridell into the corner. Sends one down low. Gets it back and lost possession. It goes into the corner for Radcliffe, who plays it down low. Below the goal line it goes. Bridell with it. Centers one off and another shot. Save made. Bridell with another chance. Missed it just wide. Puck still loose right by the cage of Schneidmiller. Puck comes free to the point. ASU is back to 5-on-5, but they're skating like they've got a 5-on-4 advantage here. As GCU will finally look to exit the zone here with 2.5 to play, and they do so. Lacombe with it on the left wing. Takes the shot. Goes wide. All the way around the boards. Past the ASU zone. And stopped up at the blue line in the GCU defensive end. They'll skate all the way past the red line into the offensive zone now, where they'll take a shot missing it wide. By the ASU bench it goes once more, where the puck is stopped up and turned around by Sammy Lutch, who regroups, passes it along, and now a long stretch pass looking for Paulson. Hopped over her stick and goes into the near side corner in the ASU offensive end. GCU takes it back once more. Off the boards it goes. Arteaga able to get it out. Pladsen now sends one across. And Sam Murphy skates now through the neutral zone into the offensive end. She's tripped up. No penalty.
You think GCU is aware of that? Sam Murphy is aware of the hat trick?
I think everybody on the ice is probably aware. She's probably looking for it.
They are smothering her right now.
They want to make sure that does not happen on their watch with under 2 minutes to go, 1:20 left. Brianne Powell with it. She's got a chance at 4 goals in this game, as she's got it now below the goal line. Back up top for Pladsen, who fires a slap shot wide. Into the corner, Messenbrink. Up top and held in by Coons. Trying to feed one down low. It's knocked away. GCU will bank it off the boards and out. ASU back with it now through the neutral zone. Pass goes across for Powell. Powell with it. Takes a shot and it's save made by Schneidmiller. So 50 seconds left in this game.
Her, 4th goal now with 50.4 seconds remaining in the game. She came flying on in. The one thing about Brianne Powell is that don't expect her to pass, expect her to shoot it. When in doubt, shoot the puck.
So under 50 to play here in this period, as the Sun Devils will try to get it out here in the offensive end. Comes free off the boards and taken over by Lutch. And that goes into the bench. So 35.6 left in the game, as the Sun Devils holding on to a 6-0 lead and likely going to be able to close this one out. Face-off will come here outside the offensive zone for ASU with under 30 to go. Puck is sent off the boards and Sun Devils will pass it now right by the GCU bench. Comes free outside the zone now through the neutral zone. 16 remaining in this period. Lutch with it, as this one's banked off the boards. Under 10 to play here. All the way down the length of the ice it goes. 3 seconds left. And that'll do it. The Sun Devils come away with a 6-0 win, 59-26. The shots on goal total in this one. And a fantastic game for ASU. They come away with the victory. The Cactus Cup will remain with Arizona State. a 6-0 dominating victory. They beat GCU for the third time in a row. And a couple of milestones for ASU in this game. For one, Carson Hellman in net gets the shutout. It's her second shutout of the season. Sam Murphy picks up her 75th point in ASU women's hockey history, which ties her with Kat Jones for the most all-time. She now will enter her next game 1 point away from taking that record. And then Breanne Powell with 3 goals, a hat trick for ASU, helps them win this one 6-0. A fantastic victory for ASU as they will remain on the winning streak. They'll improve to a record of 10-1 this season. And after losing the first game of the season against Maryville, they've won now 10 straight. It's been a string of dominance for them as they bring out the Cactus Cup onto the ice. Sun Devils will look to hoist that cup momentarily. It's been a fantastic evening, or afternoon I should say, here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex. So, Trey, we mentioned a couple of the milestones in this one. Breanne Powell with 3 goals, Sam Murphy with a goal and a point to move her for tied for the most all-time. Carson Hellman picks up a shutout. So, Trey, when you look at this game, obviously 6-0, the winning of the Cactus Cup, a lot of things to point to. What were some of your most impressive takeaways in this one?
I think the impressive takeaway that I got was that ASU just went off and running, and despite some decent looks from GCU in period 2, ASU just stood their ground, and as a result, they shut out GCU for the second time this season, 6-0, and that Cactus Cup remains here in Tempe, Arizona, as you can see them hoisting the cup at center ice. So it was definitely really exciting to see for ASU dominating from start to finish and just, once again, not giving GCU a decent chance.
So 18-1 in terms of goal differential, 18 goals for ASU, only 1 allowed against GCU in the 3 meetings between these two teams. We know they play each other hard, a rematch of the WWCHL championship game last year. Last year's playoff game was a lot closer than these 3 have been here tonight, and maybe that's a testament to what we're seeing with ASU this year. 10-1 record, a fantastic start to the season, and we had talked about it before the season started, about what we were looking forward to with ASU, hopefully a better year than last year, and we're seeing it so far this year.
Well, I think for GCU, I just seeing what's happening to them, I think the main thing is that, they had some coaching changes, so I think they're still trying to find their system, they're trying to find their groove, and they're just trying to, just establish themselves a little bit more as now a new program, since it has new leadership, and ASU is just taking advantage of that. So that's what I've been realizing from ASU from that sort of perspective. But now we have someone joining us in the broadcast booth now to give us his rundown of the game.
Yeah, we'll send it over. Johnny Fogel's here with us. Johnny, 6-0 victory for ASU in this one. What were some of your key takeaways, and what did you see from ASU here tonight?
Yeah, ASU came out really in the first period. They came out really strong and really set the tone early, but GCU in that second period was able to keep ASU at bay. But in that third period, they really set that firepower going again and kept racking up those goals and were able to keep the Cactus Cup here in Tempe.
Yeah, very exciting so far for ASU, and thank you for your great insight once again. But I think for ASU, the Cactus Cup remains here in Tempe, Arizona, and definitely really excited to see how they can go, because the first half of the season is winding down.
Yeah, we'll see how far they can take this momentum and how far the season can last for them. Maybe another trip to Nationals, maybe a win in Nationals in 2024.
We'll see what happens, but, anything can happen.
So we thank you so much again. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties having this be a radio stream rather than a TV stream, but we thank you so much for sticking with us here through 3 periods to watch this one here in the Mountain America Community Iceplex. For Johnny Fogel, who just joined us just a few moments ago. For Trey Matthews, I'm Mari Wall saying so long and good night from Tempe, Arizona. 6-0 the final, ASU over GCU.